Competency Statement, Operations Management in Children's Programs. Overview. As a professional working in a childcare center, one may not view themselves as managers. The program is probably with an individual occupying the managerial position responsible for human resource duties, ordering of materials, budget creation, and welfare of workers. It is important to note that the casual worker in the institution is a manager since they assume major responsibilities that contribute to the quality of the care. For instance, being in charge of the daily planning of activities and experiences that cater to every learner's needs and organizing reasonable, intellectually stimulating surroundings that foster growth. I have learned that professionals at the childcare centers initiate and manage the development of relations between educators and children, colleagues, and families. They are in charge of the development as they assess their progress and reach decisions that aid in promoting and facilitating improvement. With the guidance of specialists, directors, or mentors, one needs to strive to make sure there are great quality practices that can support positive outcomes. Achieving that means contributing to the program's growth and success. I have learned that the main commitment of a professional working in a childcare program is to strive to create the ideal experiences for learners and their families. Assuming significant roles and responsibilities in the development of young kids and frequent encounters with their families might leave a long-lasting perception on them. It is important to understand that a child's growth occurs over time, and every experience can impact development. What they undergo during their early years determines their lives in adulthood. These include the particular encounters they face while at the center. Apart from their family members, the educators and other workers at the childcare program are the individuals who spend a large portion of their time during crucial years of development. According to Ramy, optimum development is fostered when a young child engages in reasonable interactions with adults who care about sustaining great quality standards and imparting positive experiences. Any person at the center needs to recall that their utterances and actions need to reflect the institution's mission when caring for the learners. Some of the experiences to think about in one's daily work include organizing and executing activities, interacting with learners and their guardians, collaborating with colleagues, and communicating with managers and supervisors. Establishing as well as sustaining high-quality practices is important for all routine tasks accomplished daily. This procedure continues to change and grow as one encounters new circumstances and gains more experience. As an educator, someone is likely to meet kids, families, and colleagues from various backgrounds. As the one in charge of classroom management, it is essential to know the importance of always aiming for great quality practices while simultaneously recognizing personal differences and diversity. For instance, it is possible for relatives not to share similar values in areas such as sleeping, dressing, or eating. In daily practice, the teacher must create welcoming and nurturing surroundings that offer children and their family members culturally sensitive care that forms the basis of their success. The success will result in the classroom achievement and, eventually, the program's quality. As a devoted professional, one needs to work closely with colleagues, for instance, fellow educators, to learn about the linguistic and cultural practices of the learners and their guardians in the program. It is a good practice to assess the resources that can aid in working in a diverse environment. Many articles, books, webinars, and DVDs that address linguistically or culturally sensitive activities exist. Accomplishing this illustrates a person's openness to learning concerning others' beliefs and knowledge. It is ideal to always ask questions instead of assuming. In today's world, there are numerous groups of people that feel marginalized or easy targets for discrimination. An example is when a child attending a program has two parents of the same sex. The teacher might have an opinion against the union, but this should not stop them from providing the right education to the learners as they need to be the priority. I learned that good management teaches us to separate personal issues from work. Statement of Competency. In the program discussed above, the main problem is the issue of childcare disparity. This refers to commitments that can restrict working females compared to males in terms of work patterns, as suggested by Feeney. There are reported incidents affecting mothers, resulting in the emergence of claims of indirect gender discrimination. There are times that a parent has to attend the program alongside their children and carry out certain tasks. Even though this is done to help the child, the way the participants are selected is questionable. 90% of the list of those invited consisted of females. The only males that participate in such events are fathers that have pleaded with the program's managers. This shows that there is discrimination against the women whose children attend the program. The possible solution for this issue is for the management to warrant that every parent is actively involved in the growth and development of their child. During an event that requires interaction between kids and their guardians, it should be made mandatory that both must report. In case they have a valid reason not to do that, they need to inform the institution in advance and obtain permission formally. The solution mentioned above will help the children feel that both their parents are active in their lives and ensure that participation does not discourage females from working. In the past, women were known for taking care of the kids and staying at home. This is no longer the case, as they have been empowered to assume different roles that can aid society to improve in general. For instance, allowing her opportunities to earn money gives them a sense of responsibility for the family, which was possessed by a man before. To accomplish the above, some steps need to be followed. The first step is holding a meeting with all stakeholders, informing them about the possible changes in the program operations. The manager has to clearly state the reason behind reaching the decision and how it aims to better the care at the center. The other step is seeking feedback from participants using a questionnaire. Any problems that may be communicated through the responses should be addressed. After every party is satisfied with the plans of how the activities will be conducted in the future, implementation needs to start immediately. The next invitation should include the discussed information concerning all parents' attendance policy.